Alright there, hope you're all good. Well, today's the day when I'm going to do my answers video for the questions I set out on the previous one. I said you could ask me whatever question you wanted, so today I'm going to answer them. I've had quite a few replies, so I do thank you for everyone who's asked me a question, because it is cool to get these interaction things going. I don't think I'm going to be doing another one of these for quite a long time, so I'll get to the questions now. Also, I'd like to say I've had quite a few new subscribers very recently, and to everyone who's subscribed recently, welcome aboard. So I'm just I've got the questions up on screen now, and I'm just looking through them. So first of all, we've got one from Clarice, and it says, what are your favourite bands? Well, I like so many bands, loads of punk stuff, bit of goth stuff, bit of metal stuff, but at the moment I've sort of settled into my very favourite thing is horror punk bands. So without a doubt, my favourite bands are the Misfits. And probably second after that is Doyle Band, who is the guitarist from the Misfits. He's got his own band, and that's really cool. I like those two bands sort of favourite at the moment because they're cool horror punk bands. They have a brilliant sort of horror image, and they do fantastic concerts. I mean, their concerts are like nothing else. They've got such a fantastic stage show with this horror theme going. It's just really exciting to see, rather than going to see four guys in jeans and t-shirts. You know, they're my favourite bands, but I like so many other bands, but I've got to narrow it down to a couple there, so there you go. Also, Clarice asked me what my favourite animals. I like all animals really, not too keen on spiders, but I certainly don't mind them. You know, I've got spiders in the house, I just leave them be. They don't particularly bother me, they're just going about their own thing, aren't they? But favourite animals, I'd say there's like animals that class as companion animals for me. That'd be dogs and cats. I love dogs. I've had dogs in the past, but nowadays when I'm living down this flat, it's more suitable for a cat. So I've got a cat now, and I've always liked cats a bit, but it's only recently since I got a cat that I realised they are just as good a companion animal as a dog. And they both have the pros and cons, so they're about equal, I'd say, as companion animals, cats and dogs. So with my cat I've got now, Salem, I'm just really happy. We're good buddies. So they're my favourite animals as companion animals. But I like all sorts. I like a lot of sort of animals that not everybody likes, all the little frogs and toads and newts and things like that. And you just see them going about their little lives, doing their things when you see them out in the wild, and I just think they're really nice animals. And I do have pet frogs. They're actually called fire-bellied toads, but they're actually a frog, they just look like toads. So I've got those, and I look after those, and they've got a few babies at the moment that I've raised from tadpoles. And I've also got fire-bellied newts, which are my pets, and I'm one of only a very few people who've managed to get them to breed captively in the UK, and they've become very rare now because you're not allowed to import them anymore. So the only ones that are going out into the sort of hobby are ones that people have captively bred, which I think is great. Anyway, I don't think you should be taking stuff from the wild. So yeah, I'm happy to do that. They are quite rare, so I do get quite a lot of inquiries to people be interested in adopting them off me. So next, looking at these, I've got a question from Viashek. I hope I've pronounced that right. And it says, in your films you show interesting places, where are you looking for them? Basically, I start reading a lot of local history books for wherever I'm living. So I'm living in Tameside at the moment, so I'll look on the history of Tameside, local history of Tameside, and I'll find out as much as I can from history books. Then also there's like online pages on social media. You've got like local history groups for most areas around the country for where you're living, and you can find out lots of interest in the local history groups if you join those. And also, thirdly, you can go online and you can look at urban exploration forums, such as in the UK we've got one called 28 Days Later, and they have all sorts of reports and photographs of places and locations where people have been to explore. So I hope that answers your questions for you. So next I've got a question from Sarah, and she's saying, I wanted to ask you, did your life change becoming a parent at a fairly young age? Was it accepted by your friends in the punk scene, etc.? Good question. Yeah, my life definitely changed becoming a parent. I was a parent at I was at 24. So yeah, I had a daughter when I was 24. And my life definitely changed. It had to be an end of the days when you're just getting wasted and off your head all the time, because you've got responsibilities as a parent, and there's a little bit of a transition period when you change your life to become a parent. But I was happy to do it, and I just became happy being a parent, and my life changed, but for the better. I think I've become a far better person. You have to think about other people other than yourself, and I became a less selfish person. So I think it was a massive improvement to me being a parent. Was it accepted by your friends in the punk scene? Most of them, all the good ones, they accept you as you are as a parent. Some of them were parents, so I'd say most of them accepted it. All the people that are classed as good mates did anyway, and that was the vast majority. And I have friends and stuff who are always getting wasted all the time, who aren't parents, and they're still good mates. You have to find a sort of middle ground, you know, where you can both do things and still be friends, if that makes sense. As a young parent, you might go out to a gig, see your mates and that, have a few drinks, and you've got a babysitter or something, but you have to get back after the gig, and some of your other friends might be saying, let's go to a party and get wasted, and you're like, no, I can't do that anymore, I've got a child, so I've got to get back. So you come to a compromise. So I hope that answers your question anyway, Sarah. So just looking through these, we've got a question from Renegade Bit now, and he's saying you have nearly 200 videos up now too. Brilliant, cheers for that. I don't think it's quite that many, I think it's more like 130. Then we've got what are some of your favourite videos you've done so far, or places visited? So to that, I'd say some of my favourite videos, I'd say they're always places I go when I'm exploring with friends. So it'd be videos when I've explored somewhere interesting with some of my friends with me, because it's always doubles your fun when you're sort of exploring or walking with other people. But also my favourite video, I've got to admit, I do like tunnels. I like going old tunnels and things like that, a bit spooky. I'd say one of my best ones was when we went in an old train tunnel and explored that with a group of friends. That was really cool. Also another video I did on my own, it was going up right up into the hills above Saddleworth, above Dovestones, and I found this very secretive, hard to find cave, and it's called Fairy Hole Cave. Now I found the entrance to it and I had a look in, but it's something I couldn't explore on my own. You definitely need another person, and I've got a rope and a grapple because there's a little bit of climbing in it, not like serious climbing, but you need a rope just in case you got stuck. But I would like to visit that, but I'd have to have another person with me. But I did enjoy finding that place. Other than walking with gyms closed, are you doing any other exercises at home? Any tips? Yeah, I am doing some basic stuff at home. I've got a set of dumbbells and do a basic upper body exercise workout every other day, and I work my legs doing my walking. I do my daily walking, minimum of 3 miles outdoors in all weathers, So that sort of works for my legs and my cardio. And indoors I do the dumbbells upper body workout. Any tips? We're all sort of stuck in lockdown, so a lot of us are exercising at home. So tips, I'd just say play some good music, so it gets a bit monotonous doing exercises. You're actually listening to music as well. It's a good chance to listen to new bands. I find a good opportunity. Any band you want to give a try, listen to them while you're doing your exercises. Have you been doing anything interesting during lockdown to keep busy? Come up with any new music or art stuff more recently? Are you missing Got to See live music? I've not actually done any music for a while. I probably will go back to doing music at some point, but I want to do, you know, what I really like best next, which is like horror punk, sort of a horror / goth band. That's what I'd really like to do, you know, to get my interest up if I was doing something that I really wanted to. Yeah, but I got a bit fed up with doing bands and stuff. There's so many, for me it was so many big egos, and I just couldn't be bothered with the big egos, especially in small little petty bands. And you've got people with really big egos, I just can't be arsed with it. I mean, everyone should have a bit of an ego and belief in themselves, but like astronomical egos for tiny little bands and stuff, nah, I can't be arsed with it. Not done any art recently. I have to feel very inspired to do art. Am I missing Got to See live music? Yeah, definitely missing Got to See live bands. I was hoping to see some later this year in August, but I don't know if we will now. But yeah, I do miss Got to See bands. It's a bit of a socialisation with your friends as well. Especially if it's a cool band like the horror punk stuff. You get a really cool crowd of people all into the same sort of thing turning up. So I hope that answered your questions, Reganade Bit. Thanks for asking. So we've got a question from Helen now. Where do you get all your local knowledge from? Do you have a favourite local walk? And if so, why is it your favourite? Well, all my local knowledge, I've got this little book down there. It's called the Ladybird Book of Local Knowledge. No, I don't. I read a lot of local history stuff, Helen. Tameside history, things like that, and I've read from like prehistoric times all the way to relatively modern stuff. And Tameside has a wealth of history. You've got prehistoric Stone Age people, Bronze Age, Celtic, Roman, and it's a bit quiet around the Dark Ages. Then you get medieval, and then more recent stuff. But yeah, I'd say mainly history books, local history books, but also online local history groups, and some urban exploration groups like 28 Days Later for the UK. I've got another one from Helen here, right? Oh, sorry, I didn't answer the end of that question. What was it? Do you have a favourite local walk? And if so, why is it your favourite? Yes, I do. Definitely. My favourite local walk is Wildbank Hill, also known as Gallows Clough. And I like that one. It's a really unusual, weird place. It's very spooky. There's a sort of ghost stories related to the area with witches and stuff like that. And it's where they used to take all the wrong uns up to hang them in the past. But it's a very eerie, weird place. But that's one of my favourite places for a local walk. Great on a summer's day with mates when the weather's nice. I went up when it was misty once, and it was really weird, like ghostly mist tendrils swirling around. It was a bit odd, but that's my favourite walk. So Helen's also asking, if you could go walking anywhere, where would you pick? There's so many amazing places, isn't there? So to answer that, I'd say when I go walking, I like finding things out and exploring. So it'd be somewhere where I could go for a walk where there's history, where there's like fossils and you can find fossils on the beach or stuff. or field walking where there was Roman settlements and you can like find coins and stuff, or do a bit of metal detecting, which I've done in the past and found Roman stuff. Apart from that, I'd say probably Castleton in Derbyshire's. If I could go walking anywhere at the moment, I've not been for a very long time, but I used to go walking there, and there's a walk I know, and I used to find little semi-precious gemstones like fluorite and things like that, quartzes, and that was a cool walk for finding little things like that. But yeah, I do like exploring and finding stuff. So I hope that answers your questions, Helen. Thanks for asking. Right, so we've got a question from Judy now. And, what is your daily routine, and how do you decide where you're going for a walk that day? Well, as with most of us at the moment, we've got a lockdown, so things have changed a lot for a lot of us under lockdown. I do try and keep quite a good routine up. I'm one of these people that likes to plan out what I'm doing, like I make a list of what I want to do the next day. So I'd say on a very good day, when I've not got much on, like appointments or places I've got to be in that, I'll have it all wrote down what I'm going to do. Might do some exercises in the morning, then have a walk planned for the afternoon, then come back, maybe cook some tea. I'm vegan, so I have to sort of plan my meals if I want to do like healthy meals. I don't just eat healthy, I do eat junk food as well, I must admit. I'm a devil for Pringles, but yeah, so then I come back and plan my tea. So yeah, I have a basic routine, and I do like to work from lists. Then you're asking how do you decide where you're going to walk for a day? Well, it depends what I've got on, as in what I've got to do in appointments. So if I've got to be somewhere, then I'll work my walking into that. On a good day, when I'm pretty free, then I like to plan out to go to like really cool, interesting places, like nice countryside walk or something like that. As I was saying earlier, I do like to research new places to walk, you know, whether it's through history books, local history, or looking at online local history groups, stuff like that. Then sometimes that helps me plan walks as well. So I hope that answered your questions for you. I've got another one from Jude here. When did you change your name from Francis to John? Oh, I was just messing about that. That was the other day when I was doing a video and messed up the intro a couple of times. So it just come out after messing it up. I don't know why. I got it right on the next take though. Yeah, I've got one question left from Dawn. What's your funniest walking experience? Wow, there's been quite a few. I'll have to have a think about that for a moment. I think the funniest walking story I've got is, if I go back, it'd have to be going back to when I was about 15. I went with my mate, we went up to Alderley Edge for a walk around there. We was actually looking for the caves there, and I think we had torches and stuff with us. We got a bit lost, we didn't know the area, and we couldn't find these caves, and we seen this elderly gent. He was probably about 70 years old, and we said, do you know where the local caves are? And he said, yes, I know, I can tell you where they are. But before he was telling us where the caves was, he started putting leaflets out, Christian leaflets, and saying, have you ever heard the good word of the Lord, and all this sort of thing. And we just wasn't interested at all. We just wanted to know where the caves were. And as he was telling us this, he started like singing some hymn. He wanted us to join in or something, and it was a weird situation. It was like he was offering us information on the caves if we went along with his Christian thing, but we just listened to him, and as he was singing and stuff, it was like he's one of the old school sandals and socks guys, and I noticed he had dog poo all up his sandal and up his sock onto his leg. And my mate noticed as well, and we both started giggling. It's like trying to hold it in. That was pretty funny. And to top it off, as he was like just telling us where the caves were and telling us to be careful, because like people have got lost down there. A bird come by and crapped on him, so there's like bird crap on his shoulder as well. So I don't know what that was trying to tell us, but it was pretty funny anyway. That was one of the biggest giggles I've had when I was walking. So hope that answered your question for you. And if you did enjoy today's video, please consider giving me a like and subscribe. So until the next time, keep yourselves very safe. Take care. Bye.